On today's video, let's talk about colors that appeal to springtime bass. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm out on Lake Chickamauga. It is a beautiful day. These are the days that I dream of out here on the home lake. You know, nice, calm, sunny spring day. The bass really haven't moved up en masse yet to spawn. But they are going to be very, very close. The problem that we have right now is not the water temperature, is not the conditions. It's the fact that the water is all the way up right now. And on Chickamauga, they generally don't move up and lock onto the beds like the majority of them won't until they bring it up to the scheduled full pool. And we're about a month ahead of time. You know, we've got about a month before the TVA brings it up to the normal summer pool, and that's when you get like the biggest wave of spawners, at least in my experience here. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about today, because we're getting ready for that big push up shallow, and in fact there is, even though they're not locked on, there's a ton of fish moving around and cruising around looking for spawning areas out here on Chick. And one of the big shifts that I make during this time of year, as far as color goes, is I really start switching from, you know, like shad type pattern baits, like this chatterbait here, you know, whites, silvers, anything that really imitates a shad. And I start kind of focusing on baits that tend to imitate bluegill or some type of panfish a lot more. And I think this is a really, really important thing to do. And in fact, you know, I say that we previously had been in more shad patterns. That's not necessarily always true, because like January, February, and March is a really good time to use like crawfish patterns, which, you know, is mostly like reds and browns and things like that. So it's not just shad, but when the fish start getting shallow and they start thinking about spawning, this is definitely a time period when I start focusing on green pumpkins, greens, and you know, a little bit of orange, you know, anything that's going to imitate the type of panfish that the bass are used to seeing. And there's a really good reason for this, other than the fact that bass love eating panfish. The main reason that I like to focus on more panfish colored and bluegill colored baits is because bluegill become bass's arch nemesis really during the spawn. One of the biggest culprits for robbing the nests of bass are bluegill and other panfish. They are just, man, they are just vicious when it comes to attacking those beds whenever they can and getting those eggs. And so bass just are conditioned to be on edge around these type of panfish. And so they very often, if they're not eating them, they're attacking them. And so using lures that imitate panfish species and bluegill this time of year during the spawn is a great way to get strikes, both feeding strikes and more protective strikes too, which both of them get fish in the boat. So it's just important to note that. But anyways, guys, those are just some you know, notes on color selection during this time of year. I know it's a quick video, but it's something I just want to remind everybody of. It's springtime. It's all about those bluegill colored baits, whether you're throwing a swim jig like this or a chatterbait or many other different types of baits that you could be throwing, even like you know, flipping and pitching creature baits like Z-Man palmetto bugs or something like that. Bluegill colored baits are key. Anyways, guys, just wanted to do that real quick PSA type video, just reminding everybody that bluegill are on the menu and bass are definitely eating them. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. I'm going to see you out on the water. Trust the process.